So today I wanted to share this deck that I've been using the past couple days, and it's been pretty fun. And let's go over it real quick. So we're using a lot of Relicts, since they buffed the 3 Crones and added She Who Knows, as well as a few other relics, and we're using Koshchey. The idea I had was, I wanted to use the Relicts, and I wanted to try out Koshchey, since Koshchey got buffed in the changed in Dragolarvis, that they come out as a 2 instead of a 1. So I wanted to try them both out. I thought, why not combine them? What I ended up doing was cutting a lot of the protection cards, so like Cave Troll and a couple of the other engines that you'd see in a lot of these decks. So no Ygrian, no Goliath, no, what's it called, the Beast. That was a hard one to cut, but I had to fit on Parasite. Anyway, so let's take a look at the deck. Playing She Who Knows, old Speartip. These are our 2 targets for Ihuarraquax. So ideally you play Ihuarraquax, brings out She Who Knows, you have 2 relics next to each other, helps out quite a bit for the Gwent, this relic that increases his base power. That's really what we want, is the Ihuarraquax into She Who Knows, and it messes up a lot of decks too, the Ihuarraquax. You can pull Saris out if you're playing Lippy, you can pull out things with strong deploys, this is what you want to do a lot of the time. The Old Speartip's 12 for 12, I wanted to try him out. I wanted to run an extra thing for Ihuarraquax in case we have our She Who Knows. Ihuarraquax can also pull up Koshchey, but you don't want to do that because you want to Caranthir the Koshchey. So we have Naglfar. I was playing Onnurmancy, but I couldn't fit it when I wanted to add in a couple cards. So we dropped that down to Naglfar. Naglfar's still good. It's not as good as Onnurmancy, but it's good enough for the purposes here. And we also want to get out the 3 Crones, it helps for that. We're playing Caranthir. Caranthir's for the Koshchey. Like usual, you play Caranthir, Koshchey. The Koshchey's a 1, Caranthir triggers its Thrive, then you play Koshchey, and then you play Force of Nature. Then we have Ozzrel, because we have 2 good targets in Old Speartip and She Who Knows. Then as far as the rest of the cards, we have the 3 Crones. Usually we want to play the Brewis first because it doesn't gain too much when its charges increase, but the other ones get significantly better. It's not a full Crone deck, or Relic decks. We're not playing Ratcatcheress or Renews, which some people are. No, we're not playing those. And we're playing Parasite. This was the Beast, but after quite a few games, I just really need the Parasite to deal with stuff, because things like the bounty spam, where they have all the bounty cards, you really need the option to remove something. And the Beast was getting locked all the time anyway. Or stolen by like Philippas, or stolen by Nilfgaards, you get the idea. With Imposter mostly. Dragolarvis, they're an extra provision and an extra point. Trying them out. I think they're still good. And then we have Gwent. This we want to play between our 2 relics, increase its base power. Fits right in with Ghoul. I was playing 1 Ghoul earlier, since if you have 2 you can get... We only have 1 target from the early eat, right? The Genken. Now it's a 5 provision, it's not as bad if it comes down as a... if each one of these for 5, I mean it's bad, but it's not the worst. I was playing a Noonwraith earlier, 1 or 2 Noonwraiths, because they make it a 7 for 5 if you consume it, which isn't too bad, but I was always throwing the Noonwraiths back into my deck when I drew them. So that actually didn't come up even though they were in my deck. Then we have the 2 Wild Hunt Riders to thin our deck out, which Apprentice, which is crazy if you can get it going. And then 2 Bruxas and the Neckers. I like going Necker into Larva because people are not playing anything that punishes Neckers right now. I haven't played against any people playing like Weather with Torrential Rain or any of the things that do more than 1 damage. So yeah, this is the deck. There are some changes you could make to it, but it's been working quite well actually, and it's a lot of fun. It's a nice change to play something where you're just trying all the value you can out of your engines. I like doing that as a change to playing the control heavy decks. And let's see how it goes. Let's find our first game here. Like I was saying in the deck overview, essentially we're playing Koshchey with Caranthir as his own package. And in doing so, we cut the protection in the Cave Troll from regular Koshchey deck, and we cut a couple of the cards from the relics, like Ratcatcheress and that type of thing, so we could kind of combine them. Since Koshchey with Caranthir in a short round, or even a longer round, is extremely strong. Vi might be a challenge though. We will see. I imagine this is Vi, although there's a chance it could be a Succubus deck. So starting off here, we have all of our cards in our hand. Oh, everything we want is in our hand. This is actually kind of nuts. Look, this hand's ridiculous. We don't want this though. These two, we're gonna have to commit so much to get them going off. Go this into this into this, might get answered. Can consume something, get Parasite. Honestly, we need a better card here. If he's Vi, because we're going to get punished pretty hard. So we'll start with the Andrega Larvas. No one's going to be surprised by that. What we want to do is when I set up the Brewess, the only time I want to keep Brewess over the other Crones is against Nilfgaard, because if they're playing a bunch of Joachims, you can consume it, and then they can't use their coup de grace on it. It's a good thing to keep in mind. But in this case here, we're just going to go for it here. Hopefully we can set up a boost on our Gankan, so we can consume ghouls later. A long round, we have a chance to actually beat Vi in a short round, if we have Caranthir Koshchey, which we will. Okay, Foglet, that's not too bad. We're going to take a lot on armor if he consumes it, right now at least. We'll go for the Witch Apprentice. Next turn we'll activate it. We could have put the tactical advantage on it, but we don't really want to. We could, but we don't need to. It's going to make it too tall, because the 2 points on it already are going to make it really big. And I feel like he's not playing a lot of removal if he's playing the Foglets. I think he's just relying on the Fog. Seems like that's the case. And when I wanted to get this out so we can get our double boost on Gankan. If this hits it, we will use the tactical advantage on it, obviously, but we don't have to.
No,
It's power boosted for consuming with our ghoul later. It was quite nice that we hit the armor with the Fog. That's the chance he risked. See what he's going to do. I'm not sure. Let's see what it is. This might be She Who Knows. We're going to lose our... what's it called here? Our own Ihuarraquax. That's fine. His Vi's going. He has no consumes up yet. So we don't need a leader charge if he wants to do it. If he's playing Vi, they basically have no removal. I'm trying to be fairly confident in just dropping this here.
Naught can stop me, not even death.
And then boosting something. Probably here. Okay, basically we want She Who Knows to live. I don't think he has any removal, except maybe a Heat Wave. And if we go into a round starting with She Who Knows, I think we have a pretty good chance. Even if he is Vi, because we have well, we want to win this round ideally. I'm fine dropping old Speartip here too, if we can win, because if we can set up a round 3 where it's fairly lengthy, Koshchey Caranthir might be able to carry us. Okay, there's Bargazi. Let's see what this puts him at as far as points. Let's see. Unfortunately, I hit the one without armor. We could drop Speartip. Vi gets 2 boosts. Okay, so he can win. We'll drop Speartip. If you don't drop Speartip, your She Who Knows can give itself resilience twice if you have Sabbath both rounds. But we're up by 30. If he doesn't have enough consumes for his Vi, he won't be able to take the round. But he, well, not enough consumes, ways to play it. Because Prince Willem's not really active yet. And if he's playing like Naglfar, it's not going to be active yet either. Most likely he will, well, he might be able to get it. With Naglfar, he'd be able to get it. Prince Willem might not give it to him. He might, like I'm saying, he might not be down to just cards that play Vi. But if you don't play Speartip, She Who Knows can give herself resilience, and then you go to the next round. If you have Sabbath again, she can give herself resilience again, and carry over the round 3 as well. Alright, so we do actually win the round. This is good. This is very good. So we're going to pass. He's going to have to play something fairly significant. One of his buys, probably, not that he'll mind. Speartip's going to be at 12, carrying over. Quite nice. Sure. Okay, we're going to go to round 3 with Caranthir and Koshchey. That's our win condition here. Ghoul's going to play for 10. It's pretty good. Necker isn't bad, but I'd rather have something else. There's not many golds in our deck. It's like one. Only one gold in our deck. We could hit a consumer with Parasite. Is that good enough for me to justify keeping Parasite when it's looking to play for 6? Maybe 5 if it's on a Slizzard. We'll put it back so we can access it with Naglfar if we need it. But here we're just going to pass. We're going to rely on Koshchey next round to give us a win this game. Pressuring with old Speartip was pretty strong. And now he's here. He's going to have to commit something at least. Probably a Vi. Well, probably a Vi and a leader charge. Getting rid of the leader charges is really nice because that lets us. It opens up the possibility for us to kill off the consumes, more likely. There's a Vi. He's going to consume it with leader ability. It's only 12 though. He's not the. Oh, we're getting both. Oh no, it's 13. I can't count. I forgot those things that buff by a point. The what are they called? Ihuarraquax. Got excited for a second there. We still got one leader charge out though, which is good. Because we can kill one. Okay, Parasite's back. I guess we're keeping it. Bruxa's not fantastic. We need to make sure we keep at least one gold card in our deck. 2 ghouls is not what I want to see. What can we consume? One's I play for 5. That's not good. But we can't really risk drawing our last gold card and having a dead Naglfar. Yeah. Dead Naglfar would just be too bad, so we have to keep this hand. Okay, he's gonna start going with the consume. We can Parasite the first thing he has consumes, like a Barbagazi or something. If he has Haunt, he has Haunt. We won't be able to get rid of the consumes easily. Okay, there's a Necker. Now, obviously we can't actually do anything about this Necker, which is rather annoying, to be sure. Let's see, we have Boost. We're missing the damage one. Ghoul. If we play Ghoul, we could play the weak Ghoul now and save the strong Ghoul for later. So we get more Thrive off of it, off Koshchey, because this one won't Thrive it. We could open with Witch Apprentice. I like that idea. We can boost it with Weavis and it'll live. Yeah, let's do this.
When pigs fly, eh?
Their choice was the weak Ghoul, but I don't really want to. It doesn't matter that we have a weak Ghoul. Well, holding on to it won't be too big a deal, but he might kill this. Yeah, like he's gonna do damage to it now. We'll boost it with Weavis. Go right in here with the Weavis boost. Keep it alive at least. Now we have the 9 on our Gancan. We'll play that coming up. We need to save. Let's see. We're gonna play you, Ghoul first. We need Caranthir, Koshchey, Ozzrel. Those are 3 of our last plays. Probably this Ghoul. Then one more. Maybe again, can we save? It depends on when he plays his consumed. Yeah, we're gonna hit that with Parasite. That's a good Parasite target for us. Now that we played Weavis, the reason also we played Weavis earlier is so that Wispus can do 6 damage and get rid of a consumer. So we'll Parasite here, like I said. If we can answer enough consumes and he's not playing Haunt, we might be okay. Noonwraith. Okay, he's getting a lot of Thrive value, but we expected that. So here, there's no point in holding on to the weak Ghoul too long. He's not going to kill our Gancan. So we might as well play this now. There's no point holding on to this too long. Then we have another turn before we go into the Caranthir stuff, so we get one more play first. We'll probably be Wispess onto his next consume card. There's the Barbagazi. We'll hit that with Wispess. Having access to 2 cards that do 6 damage is so much better. When I was playing this deck before and we didn't have Parasite, stuff like this would have been a huge problem. So Naglfar, Wispess, go here, get rid of this. Hopefully we got rid of enough consumes. Those are our only removal cards. And now we just have to count on Caranthir and Koshchey to do their work. And they do their work well. Should have played Wispess not next to this ghoul, in case he does damage us. Okay, there's the Haunt. So we did not actually remove enough of his consumes. Now it's just we have to Koshchey. If he doesn't have blocks or answers, we'll probably go to 100 points. Between 80 and 100 points. Hopefully that's enough. Go here, go to Koshchey. Question is, do we play leader now or next turn? I think we play next turn. I don't think he has an answer here. If he had Parasite, he probably would have played it already. Double cross. He's just gonna land 5-point slam. I imagine we're gonna be pretty close to this game. The Bar Gust. I think he's going to have enough to win. Just unfortunate. But you can't really bleed a Vi deck because their short round's so strong. Okay, so here we go. Koshchey. We have to make sure we can play these. Leader charge. Get some points. Okay, we need to play you, melee, you ranged. Each of that will spawn 2 more. We'll be at 9 and 9. We won't be able to play one of our cards, and that's a huge problem. We go melee, melee, melee first, spawn melee. Yeah, we go Ghoul, Gancan melee, so we're able to play all of our cards, and then we go Ozzrel range to finish. I think that's what the play is. Here he comes again. Getting some points for sure. These Neckers are kind of crazy at this point, but we don't have removal for them. Okay. So now we go melee with Ghoul. Which one's not going to give us points? Well, we'll see. We're going to fill up too much here. Okay, so we go you here, go you here, get another Andraga Larva and the range throw. The melee will be filled so we don't block ourselves out of playing, then we finish with Ozzrel and hope it's enough. Oh, he prints Villain Dust. That spying kills us here.
I'll show my mother she's wrong.
Yeah. There's nothing we can do about that. We just lost to the spying. You don't thrive, Koshchey, if we play you without next to anything, right? So we just play you here, we don't thrive our Koshchey, and we still have room for Ozzrel. It's fine.
Wouldn't touch a hair on my head, she said.
Get some thrives there. Wonder what his last card is. If it's a heat wave, we might have a chance. It's a spores. We're down 20. This is gonna be close. Ozzrel onto Speartip. And we got him, boys. That was a close one there. That Prince Willem made me real nervous for a minute. But, we did beat him. Feels good. Feels good. The last game was pretty intense, honestly. That Prince Willem made me so nervous, but it's a good thing our Koshchey was already at 5, so we didn't thrive it with Gancan. Otherwise we would have had to just discard him, or not play him for Ozzrel. We just played Ozzrel, but then we would have lost. Old Speartip coming in clutch, giving us that first round win. Since we were on up 30, didn't want to play anymore. Then giving us that Ozzrel boost. Very nice. Very nice. So I don't know if I mentioned earlier the deck profile. The reason we're not playing Ugin is because if you give Ugin resilience, when it goes to the next round it loses its armor, and then it just dies. So I don't really want that to happen. Lockdown. A bold man, I must say. Very bold. I've been trying to play Lockdown ever since it got nerfed, and just say, hope this guy did better than I have been doing with it. Okay, ghouls are really not that great right now. When Ghoul was a 6 provision bronze, I felt pretty bad about throwing it back to the deck. But now it's a 5, I don't care so much. He might have ways to kill Neckers, but you know what, I have a lot of Neckers. If he answers one of these, we'll play a second one. If he doesn't answer one, we'll play Drago Larva. That way we hopefully have enough to carry the round through Thrive. We'll go with our Wildhunt Rider at some point. Alright, what's he going to do? Lockdown. Blade Master's going to answer one. Yeah, this is what usually happens against Nilfgaard. We'll just kill one. Zap. Let's go to the... We can go to the Larvas, honestly. We're going to fall too far behind tempo if we don't play the Larvas. So we just go for the Neckers, and he plays another one of these Blight Masters, so he'll zap one of our Neckers down. I'll be at 2/1/1 Neckers, and he'll be at 18 points. And that's not a position I actually want to be in. This way he'll probably be dissuaded for playing another one, because it might zap our armor. Oh, he just straight up has it in his hand. That's not the worst Mage Assassin from the hand, to be sure. We will go here for our Wildhunt Riders, though. As long as we still have Dominance. Get some boosts. Imagine we'll lose one of these Dragas, Larvas, or it'll get locked. We want to set up this Gan-Can. I don't know how to say his name. Gensen. We only have one relic I really want to play. Okay. We're going to get clogged here, I guess. Let's see. We have Koshchey. If he's clogging us, means we really want to win this round. We have 6 golds, one of which I do not want. The rest, all of which I do not mind. But first we will play Brewis. I really don't mind getting any of their gold, so I think Naglfar is coming up. Once he's done clogging us, we'll go Naglfar and give ourselves something good to draw. And then we hopefully get into our She Who Knows at some point.
Your life is worth a great deal.
Fine.
Lord. Take comfort in that.
What else would we expect? Let's go for a Naglfar. We want Ihuarraquax, or yeah, She Who Knows is good. Go here. It's gonna get taken from us, or something, and we'll just eat this. Because it's another one that's not bad though. We save 2 points on the bleeding though. Just eat it. Just wanted to leave, basically. He probably will have an invocation or something to answer She Who Knows. Oh, it's Nova, so no Heat Wave. Probably Invocation. Well, definitely Invocation then. Unless it's a Colgrim he doesn't want to put on top of his deck. She Who Knows might be safe. We let him win though, and then risk the lockdown. No, because we want to set this up. So we go here. We set that up for our ghoul. Let's see. We have our tactical advantage still. I don't want to play anymore, so we're going to use it. We'll use it here, so if he uses his invocation, he loses. He can't take 14, he'll just take 10 off of She Who Knows. Let's see what he goes for. Hunting Pack. We don't have any statuses, bro. Alright, you can... You invocation, we still have Sabbath. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You have Siri, you pass, I have She Who Knows again. I think I know which one I'd prefer. I imagine there's some kind of invocation or something coming though. Sure. Let's see how many points this gives you.
Strike fast.
Uh-huh.
No chance to react.
And now what? This is what I hate lockdown. I mean, like, I wanted to make it work so badly, but it just gives you no points if some situations like this. Although he got really lucky with this. He put in I guess he knew he put something good on top of our deck with the Viper Witcher Mentor, so he's probably going to get a big boost off of it. But we're up 2 cards here. And we have She Who Knows still. And he gave us 2 Riders. It's not bad. Vega Larva, Neckers. We're missing Caranthir. We're missing Caranthir. Ihuarraquax isn't that great. Ghoul's good. This thing's probably good. Crones are good. Get rid of Neckers. Okay, yeah, Lockhart Leader ability. Play your Masquerade Bow. I'm sure that's what's going on here. Unless you're being really cool. Well, you can't be playing Living Armor, so it can't be an Alchemist deck. Blight Master. Sure thing, buddy. I'm 100% sure if he loses this round, he's quitting the game. So we're just gonna throw everything we have out here. Winning this round wins us the game because we still have our Force of Nature. Okay, there's gonna be a Masquerade Ball behind this. We want Sabbath Gun as quickly as possible for our Apprentice. If it comes down, boost us by... I suppose it comes to 20 if we play it right now. It's probably safe to play Wild Hunt Riders now. Safer at least. Make sure we get them out of our deck. But then if we do, he can clog us with them again. Although I'm not sure he's playing a full clog here. He's definitely playing Colgrim. Colgrim's only at 5 and we thin one here. If he's playing Colgrim, we need to stay really far ahead. Okay, we'll play those Riders. And we'll probably play Speartip after. We have means to stay very far ahead. We'll probably a 2-round Colgrim deck. Okay, I don't care if you do that. Colgrim's 5 points a turn still, that's not terrifying. As long as we save Koshchey, we win. So we can play everything else. I mean, win round 3 at least. 5 cards. Colgrim over 2 turns is an 11. It's not too bad. Get this going. Plus it thrives us 2 points this turn and won't anymore after this. We'll just drop Speartip when he plays Colgrim. That should be enough. Speartip.
Damn you all! Why would I kill a child?
Speartip, and then... Is there anything big in his graveyard? No. Ozzrel's not amazing. We'll just throw down Speartip. That should be good enough. If we win the round, we win the game. Yeah, that's right. We'll take the win. Not bad, not bad. We'll take that game. If he can't win this round, we have Old Speartip with Resilience, and we have Force of Nature left, and then we have Koshchey. Koshchey plus Force of Nature plus, I mean, even Resilient Speartip with anything, even if we had like 2 cards left, even cards, that'd be enough. But Sky was trying to get us with some kind of scam this game. We'll lock down 2-round Colgrim. Thankfully though, we were able to pull our... Thankfully, the things he clogged us with were Wild Hunt Riders, so we could pull them out. And his Colgrim wasn't massive. Not full clog, that was his problem. If he had more clogs, we might have been in trouble. But we had a fairly decent starting hand. We got our resilience off She Who Knows, which was really helpful. Yeah, I'm sure they lost connection. GG anyway, man. Going into game 3 then. Let's see what we get this time. We had a lot of interesting, well, 2 interesting different opponents. Had Vi, we had lockdown 2-round Colgrim. What would we get here? My guess is I'm going to say Northern Realms, so we actually got Pirates Cove Syndicate. Here we go. Now, this could be a big problem if they're playing a whole bunch of bounty stuff, because we have really high units, high base power. Neckers is fine. This gets She Who Knows. This is good to consume something with bounty. These are fine too. I really want the Parasite. We don't have Koshchey. Honestly, we want to set this up. I think we'll just keep this hand. If we can get him to commit either too hard this round. Well, if we can get him to commit too hard, that'd be nice. Okay, Casino Bouncers. Question is, this is one of the newer decks, they're playing a lot of bounty stuff, or is one of the older ones just playing Point Slam? I think we have more trouble with the bounty ones, because we have a lack of removal. But let's go Necker. I've been having a lot of success with Neckers. People just aren't playing stuff to punish it. Although Blight Masters is a pretty good job. And Siege Northern Realms will just destroy it with the Reinforced Ballistas, I think they are. Boost all Witch Hunters. Okay, great. We're going up against all the bounties. That could be a big problem. Still, we'll do what we can. I want to get the Relicts going. If we go this and this, that's 10, 14 more points. This is a 15. Ihuarraquax into She Who Knows. We want to save She Who Knows till the end in this case. So we'll just open with a Brewis. Yeah, the She Who Knows is going to get killed either by, what's his name that destroys something with Tribute 6? Or there's a guy who destroys something with Bounty. She'll die to one of those. So we have to make sure we play her last. If we expect her to live, which we don't. But, you know, we can hope. Some coins. Haven't seen many people play Tamara. We'll see if it's good. We'll see. Honestly, we'll just play this now. Hopefully we can get a Gantan going off of this. Normally I'd play Ihuarraquax to get out She Who Knows to get set up the 2 relics, but I want to wait a little bit for that here. He might just Professor this, but he might get greedy and want to Professor something for more coins. And then again, he might not have the Professor in his hand. Iwold. Okay. So actually, it's gonna live. That's pretty cool. And then this will be 9 plus 2 thrives gets us to 25.
Blueberries.
And we'll start its ability going, boosting its Sabbath going. It's quite nice. Speartip. Speartip versus She Who Knows. Let's think. Ihuarraquax, what's it gonna take out of his deck? If it takes out Witch Hunter, that's really bad. The new one, Witchfinder rather. If we can take it out, he went first though, so we don't have to worry about being pushed and losing on even. I guess we're just gonna win on even. Sure. We can bleed hard. We can bleed really hard, and then just end with last round with Koshchey. Koshchey's really good in a short round if we have our leader ability. Okay, there's another Crone. Those are nice. We got both Crones. The only card we're missing from the entire deck at this point is Koshchey. The She Who Knows comes out with Ihuarraquax. It's the only card we're missing. But unfortunately, it's our best card for our finisher here with Caranthir. The thing is, putting any of these back is really bad. Gosh, we get She Who Knows out, so any gold we put back we have access to with Naglfar. So we'll put back this. Okay, we didn't get it. Let's go Neckers. This doesn't show too much commitment, but if he doesn't answer, it's going to be a problem if we go long around here. So he has to respect it. I don't think he's got trouble killing these. Actually, he already used his Ewald, didn't he? He might have trouble killing it. If we just play like these and Drago Lovers, he won't get much value from Bounty for a little bit. Okay, he's gonna gain some coins. Larvas are bad versus Junior, but Junior's not the most efficient exchange. Did he just? Okay. Junior's not the most efficient use of his coins. So it's not too bad, honestly. We can't quite kill him. Once we play our... We really want to play Naglfar this round, because once we played the Ihuarraquax, we can stack Koshchey to top of our deck because we need it for round 3. So in this round, we have to, at some point, play Ihuarraquax and then play Naglfar. So we're going to have to play a little bit more. And we'll go with the Larvas then. He's just going to kill these both. Like it's not the most efficient use of coins for points, but it sure is if you count the Thrive value he's denying. Okay, Slander. We need a couple of coins back here. No surprise. Unfortunately, we really wanted to kill him, but we can't afford to. Really. We're just going to boost. I guess we just go Ihuarraquax. We have to play it before we continue. Koshchey, who knows? He gets Professor, denying a lot of value on not to play. That's nice. She who knows is definitely going to die. I have no doubt about that. The only thing that would be bad is if he had Philippa and stole it. But you have to damage it low enough for that. Now he just has to damage it 1. He has no way to damage it, so I'm not too concerned yet.
Between brothers, harmony rarely.
Okay, we'll go for the boost. We want the Sabbath at least to be active, and then Naglfar gives us Parasite. Then we stack Koshchey. Parasite's not the best on these guys, so we'll just go for the boost. I want the Sabbath to be active at least. Even if he's gonna kill it. It's not a bad idea. I wanted to play Witchfinder. Hysteria. Okay, now we... Huh. Okay, that's fine. He's gonna kill that. Weavers is a power card in our short round. So I think we just stack Koshchey now. Play our Parasite, we'll just get rid of him. In case he's relying on it to kill our She Who Knows. I don't think he is, but we'll do it anyway. Couple Vitalities, sure. I'm guessing we're gonna get Morose here or something. Okay, this kills him. Yeah, we're done with this round. Dropping anything else with Bounty and then we lose then that we don't lose. We get in trouble with Witchfinder in the next round. Witchfinder, maybe some of the other guys. That could be an issue. But then if we keep going, we're committing a lot of we're losing a lot of value. If the round's short, we get Koshchey and Caranthir out right away, which is nice. If we kill Witch Hunter Executioner, maybe he can't spend coins. Well, he has Pirate's Cove. This plays for 10. Honestly, I think the shorter the round 3 is, the better for us it is. That in mind, we'll play Wispus. I think I'm going to go right down all the way to just Caranthir. I don't mind playing Speartip because it makes Ozzrel a little bigger. We might hold on to Ozzrel, like Ozzrel, Caranthir, then we'll have 5 cards in hand. And then Koshchey's active from the first play of the next round. That sounds good to me. I could be wrong, but I like how that sounds, on paper at least. We'll have to wait and see how it works out, though. Things that I think are good aren't always good. Okay, we got Witchfinder out. That's what I wanted. Perfect. The question is, do we keep going?
By foul deeds thou shalt burn.
The coins on resilience. Just gonna use them. What more can we get from him if we continue? He has plenty of good cards left. Speartip, I think, forces one out. Is that worth it? I think it's worth it. Plus Ozzrel's bigger, and now we go right into Caranthir and start of round 3. I just want round 3 to be long enough that Caranthir can get value with Koshchey. That we will get as long as, well, 5 cards will be good, because he's Adrenaline 4. See what he goes for. I think he has the guy who kills a bounty, and then Morose, Morlise, whatever his name is, the guy with Tribute 6 Destroy unit. Getting rid of either of those is good. Witch Hunter Executioner, that's fine too. Gets 4 coins off of it. Sure. Let's think. I'm not playing these, I'm just thinking about the next round. I'm confident I feel in it. We're gonna pass, but I think we're good. Got rid of Witchfinder, which was my big concern, and then we pulled his Professor with Ihuarraquax. We got his horse, so he's got the 6 coins. Oh, doesn't seem too bad. I didn't want to go to a long round, because if he has setup, where he just spams us with bounties, we're in trouble. Okay, Larvas is good normally, but here it doesn't give us Thrive. I want a Ghoul. It still is better than a Bruxa. Riders. We risk drawing it to 2 Riders. Do we risk it for a Ghoul? I think we just put the Riders back. There's a Ghoul. Okay, there's the Vigilantes.
Burn! Burn the witch!
No, Koshchey. I mean, a Draco Larva won't thrive Koshchey, but this Larva is kind of bad. Does it give us more than Koshchey? Larva, Caranthir, Koshchey, Koshchey. Or Larva, Caranthir. Let's go Larva first. I'll put it ranged so we don't fill up melee too much. Not that I'm that concerned about that. But he gets less value off bounties on these if he's going to play a bounty next. Bounty card. He gets like 2 points off the bounty. Because he can't have too many cards that give bounty left. He might have a Caleb. There's a Caleb.
Drinks aren't welcome here.
He's not going to bounty us here. So we go Caranthir, into Koshchey. Next turn we go Koshchey into leader. Then we go Ghoul Ozzrel. I hope that's good enough. He won't get too many points off of us in this round because we have low base power and all these guys, which is much better than the previous round. And if he does want to bounty our Koshchey, he's going to Vigilante's going to lose his value on its armor. He might do that though, because he kind of has to kill our Koshchey, otherwise it's going to get a ton of value. I think he has to kill it, and then he's going to play the guy who kills something with it. He might have the 3 damage one though. That'd be the best way for him to get rid of this, but then he has that in his hand instead of something else. So we go Koshchey. He might have actually quit, because we're in a really strong spot. He knows we have Koshchey, he knows we have Ozzrel. Okay, he didn't actually quit. See, I was trying to figure out how many points we get. We go, yeah, he's going to destroy it. That's fine. We'll just see where we end up as far as points go. But we have a lot of them coming. So we go Koshchey. We don't need to worry about Sabbath, we don't need to worry about playing things next to each other. Go Force of Nature. He might have more release and a bounty. That's probably the worst case fit for us, is that he has a bounty, then he more releases us. But then he goes Pirate Cove to spend. He gets 8 points here. He goes up to 9 coins, which is worst case for the pirates. Well, he could bounty us here, go to 3, kill it. He's out of Witch Hunter Executioners. He's gonna spend coins, but it doesn't give him any more. Sure. What's he gonna do? Is this Sigi time? Sigi into more release? Sigi would make sense for his deck. Fabian Hail. So he's gonna get 9 coins. That's fine. Oh, he's gonna bounty Arkashi. Why would he bounty Woodland Spirit? Oh well. Ghouls can come down for a bunch of points here. We're gonna consume this. 10. Thrive, and Drago Larva. Lovely. Honestly, Kashi is really strong with the change in Drago Larva. It gives you 4 extra points. Well, an extra point every time you spawn a larva. Kashi was already pretty good. We're getting 4 extra points. It's nice, quite nice. And if you go Caranthir into it, you'll get another extra point in there too. Well, still 4 points, but 5 points because you're going to have the Force Major. Here comes this. We saw this coming. We're going to lose our guy, but I mean, I'm going to play this just for the sake of playing it. Like assuming old Speartip. This deck is doing quite well, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it. Another game. That's 3. And I think that'll do it for the games in this video. There we go. Back in the deck editor here then, what would I change about the deck? There's a couple things you can change, but I'm going to keep playing this version for now. I like having She Who Knows and Old Speartip as 2 options for our Ihuarraquax, because if we have one of them in our hand, if we have She Who Knows in our hand, right, and we Ihuarraquax, it brings out Koshchey, we can't do that, because we need Koshchey for Caranthir. So I have Old Speartip as a backup for that. That's the reason he's in here, mainly backup for She Who Knows and the Ihuarraquax. I was playing Oneiromancy instead, or Ornamency before, and sometimes you get She Who Knows in your hand and you don't want to put it back in your deck. But then if you do want to put it back in your deck for Ihuarraquax, then you might not draw Ihuarraquax. And it felt uncomfortable. I like this better, but you can do that if you want to take out Old Speartip and really rely on the Ihuarraquax with Oneiromancy. It might work out because Oneiromancy is fantastic searching, but you know, you do you. The Koshchey Caranthir, they're in here just by themselves for, I mean, they're fantastic. They give you tons of points. And people aren't playing too many removals and too many locks. Some of them are, but we'll see. I have yet to have it not do amazing. Well, I've yet to have it go off and me lose the round in which I had an ideal round. I have had non-ideal rounds where you have like Caranthir and not Koshchey or stuff like that. But this is honestly why I'm playing, a big reason I'm playing Naglfar over Oneiromancy, because you can stack the Koshchey. Whereas if you have Oneiromancy and you want to get Koshchey from it, you have to play it. But the Naglfar, you stack it to the top of your deck to draw into with Caranthir, which is very nice. It's an excellent setup. Then we have Ozzrel to obviously eat the She Who Knows and Old Speartip. The Old Speartip I added, thinking that I needed a backup for Ihuarraquax, but he's done way more than that, because he gives me a second thing to consume with Ozzrel, because you don't always get She Who Knows or Ihuarraquax. It gives you something very strong to point slam with, that you don't really mind point slamming with, because we're not relying on Old Speartip as a finisher, we're relying on Koshchey Caranthir as a finisher. And if they Heatwave Old Speartip, they're not going to Heatwave She Who Knows. So Speartip's done way better than I thought he was. He's definitely been worth 12 provisions in my opinion. And then we have the Ozzrel to consume him. We have 3 Crones. I quite like the buff. Brewis is, I mean, it's just a 6 for 7. Almost all of the time. The only time it's not is when you consume something with bleeding or poison, and then it's going to get poisoned. But Brewis is fantastic to keep versus Nilfgaard, because you can consume the Joachim's. That's the only thing to keep in mind. But then you lose out 2 points here and 2 points here if you play her last. But assuming the Joachim's, especially against the quad Joachim deck, where they coup de grace it, then Yennefer it, and then they do the same thing next round, it messes up their strategy quite a bit. Parasite's one of the cards you can swap out. So what I was originally running before this version was, oops, the wrong clip there. No Parasite, 1 Ghoul, and then I was playing a Noonwraith, wherever Noonwraith is, and the Beast. This is what I was playing earlier. It's certainly an option. The issue here is that without Parasite, the only removal is from Wispus, and that only works if you play the other Crones first. I found that, although the deck still did well, I found myself wanting the Parasite more than the Beast. I know it's blasphemy, and you can play Striga too if you want 4 damage, but I really found I need the Parasite for stuff like Caleb. But yeah, the Beast is an option along with these changes. As far as the rest of the deck, Gan San has done really well. The Riders has always been great. Witch Apprentice is so strong if you can get it going off. And if you go first and have tactical advantage, you can just go like Larva into... You can just play it early too. I don't mind playing it too early. And then you can, if you play it early, you can just tactical advantage it. If you don't think they have tall removal. And if they do tall removaling a 4 provision card instead of the She Who Knows and Old Speartip is really good. It's fine because if you have these cards, they're really big point swings. Even if you lose like 10 points on a Witch Apprentice from boosting it, it's not the end of the world, and it can actually help you out in some cases. Because they won't be able to answer the other cards later. And then we have 2 Bruxas and the Neckers. The Neckers, if you don't find them doing well, you can swap out, and same with the Bruxas. But I found the Neckers done quite well. Neckers into Larva sets up so many Thrive points for a round, and if they don't have answers, you can just kind of win with only like bronze cards. And then Brux is a fantastic 4 provision card, but you can swap these if you want to. I'd keep them. The only thing I might say is you might want a Noonwraith for more Thrive value. Noonwraith's fine. And then obviously, if you really want to play like any other 4 provisions, like you can play, you want more removals, you can just swap out the Bruxas for natural selection, or the Neckers for natural selection, whichever one you prefer. This is the deck. The idea, I don't think you can change too many of the high provision cards without changing the idea of the deck. It's just, we're playing Relicts with Ihuarraquax and She Who Knows, and we're playing Koshchey. That takes up so many provisions that the only thing you could swap out really in the upper provision round is the old Speartip if you want to. The thing is, if you do that, you're going to want maybe a Goliath or something so that you have something else for Ozzrel. And then you have to make sure Ihuarraquax is always set up with She Who Knows. But this is the version I like, and it's done very well, as you can see from these games. We've gotten a whole bunch of wins in a row with it, and it's done very well, and I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing with the buff to Koshchey, the indirect buff from the Drago Larvas. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys next time.